Why make an attachment? No, think about this for a minute. If you look underneath the A, B, Y, etc. buttons, there is plenty of space to put another analog stick.
Yes,
There's
you're
plenty of
right.
space.
You're right.
Why not just not only does it save us money, but it saves them money in manufacturing costs. It's like, what? What, Nintendo? And then I hear also, Pika, rumors they're going to be making a GBA slot for the 3DS.
When they're getting rid of the Nintendo GameCube compatibility, they bring back another old system on a newer system, and they get rid of another.
System and another system. It's crazy. I mean, what will we have next? Next we'll have bloody GameCube games compatible with the 3DS. Oh shit, Star Fox 64.
Oh wait, no, that's already happened.
They've already,
Star Fox,
done that.
Star Fox 64 3D.
Oh god, but the world is going to end in 2012, and it will begin with Nintendo.
Yeah, thanks Nintendo for being the first signals of 2012. Thank you.
Thanks Nintendo for starting the apocalypse.
Good grief.
At least they're not as bad. At least they're not as bad as some other companies. I'm looking at you. No, I'm looking at you, Sony, and your hackable network.
So hackable that it's horrible. That's why I don't really trust PSN at the moment. Still,
I don't. I don't have a PlayStation 3, and I never plan on getting one.
It's a good system.
It's a good system, but there's nothing on there I want. So what's the point? I mean, sure, I could get Final Fantasy on it, but hey, I can get that on the Xbox too. Or I could just get it ported to my PC. You know, there's no point.
I would say you could get it for a PlayStation 2 games, but I just remembered something about it.
What?
I think some crazy way Sony screwed up on the compatibility issue with the game.
Sony screwed up. Hey, listen, Sony screwed up. Sorry, I had to do that.
I think they screwed up on their compatibility and why they let you play PS1 games on it. I heard, but not PS2 games.
That's pointless because who the hell owns PlayStation 1 games anymore? Let's face it.
I own only one.
Well, do you play it? Do you play it often?
No, I want to do it.
I rest my case. There you go.
The only reason why I haven't played it is I'm playing Generations right now, failing at Crisis City Modern. Shut up.
Don't worry. Everybody fails at Crisis City Modern.
Even this is a better. We'll talk about Crisis City later.
We will talk about Generation. This is going to be a really long ass podcast, isn't it? It's probably going to be like a 50-parter. I reckon we'll make it a 50-parter. The Snap Commentaries, 50-part long, bland ass commentary. That's what we'll call it.
We babble on about different subjects, almost never completing one.
Exactly. But anyway, back on the shitty systems topic. Yeah, basically, I reckon probably the only console creators at the moment that are actually worth a damn is Microsoft, and that's saying quite a lot considering the Red Ring of Doom.
That is until Nintendo gets their system out.
The Wii U. We'll talk about that. Yes, we will. But I want to go back to Microsoft and how shitty they are because did you ever own an original Xbox, Pika?
Yes, Red Ring. No, I never did, and I never wished to.
Well, it was my first console, and there were times where it was good, and then there were times where I wanted to physically chuck it out a window. Because for some reason, and I don't know if it was my Pacific Xbox or others, but my one had a problem with reading discs. It would always fuck up at one point or another during a game. You never know when it was going to happen, but it would always come up with, your disc is dirty. Please put in another one. But the disc is brand fucking new. I mean, come on. And then there was my second Xbox, because I have owned two Xboxes. One that I've owned since 2004, and the other that I owned for one night.
Oh.
Because, funny story, it exploded.
What?
Yes, basically I was playing Blinks 2 in the morning, at like, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, because I had this one was in my room, my other one was in the lounge. All of a sudden, I start seeing smoke pouring out the back of this Xbox, and I'm shitting myself, because I thought it was going to set on fire. And then all of a sudden I hear a loud bang, and then red ring of death, and then it died.
Wow. That's the most climactic end to an Xbox 360 I've ever heard.
All it needed was some dum 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 going on in the background. I would have cracked up. But yes, that's my experience with the Xbox. Pretty much, I trust Microsoft. I do trust Microsoft, but sometimes they can be a bit wrong, especially with the ventilation issue. Um, I think they really did drop the ball on that Pika with ventilation for the 360, the original 360. I think that didn't they fix that for the new one?
Oh yes, they did.
That's good because, well, actually, I don't think they did because I was at EB Games about a month ago and I saw you can buy a special ventilation fan for your 360. It's like this massive block with like an air vent in it, and you put it over top of the existing air vent, and apparently it helps ventilation. Well, why would you need that if the ventilation is fixed? Oh God. Microsoft, why? Just why? But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to be talking the most during this, aren't I? Because you're playing Generations.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to. You're probably gonna have to jar me.
Yay! Welcome to Nretsew Knows Tap's solo podcast with a random person in the corner.
I know.
Nah, don't worry, Pika. We'll figure. Nah, this is just I don't know. We will possibly upload this. I mean, just to be perfectly honest, the only reason we're doing this is to send this to Blaze, Otaku Blaze,
We're
see if
still
they can.
recording.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. I hope they find this hilarious, you guys at Otaku Blaze. I hope you love this, watching us try and do professional commentary.
Well, we're actually playing and doing other stuff while we should be paying attention to what we're doing right now.
Well, all I have is my hilarious selection of sound effects, which I'm still waiting for a perfect opportunity to use, by the way. But anyway, back to a different subject other than Microsoft. I don't know. Watched any good anime lately?
Nah.
Seriously?
No. Unfortunately, the last good anime I ever watched was Soul Eater, and that was a year ago.
Damn. Oh, what have I
Other
watched?
than Pokemon, but like you
Well,
said,
when you
good.
think about it, Pokemon's become a lot more westernized, so that kind of doesn't really count that much anymore, does it? When you think about it.
It has
Uh,
become more westernized.
yeah.
Oh, I wasn't the only one who noticed
Yeah. Anyway,
that.
animes. Oh well, I recently watched High School of the Dead. If you've seen that, Pika. Awkward silence after I say High School of the Dead. Nothing too crazy. Anyway, basically, I'll just say this: if you like fan service and blood and zombies, you'll like High School of the Dead. Go have fun. Nah, I can't hate on it. I did enjoy watching High School of the Dead. I wouldn't say it would be I don't know if I'd recommend it to anyone that wasn't a good friend of mine, but I did quite like it, so it was a good anime. I reckon when you get past all the fan service, it's actually quite well written. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but oh well. Fuck you, haters. Anyway, now what? This is going to be the worst podcast in the history of humanity, isn't it, Baker?
Well, we could talk about, I don't know. I guess since I'm playing it.
All right, fine. We'll talk. Since there's nothing else for us to talk about, we'll talk about Sonic Generations, even though I was trying to avoid that topic because everyone else is talking about it.
We're, yeah, we're gonna eventually do a playthrough. Yeah. Stupid,
We are
stupid
eventually
guillotine.
we are eventually going to do a playthrough.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, uh, my opinion on Sonic Generations, while Pika gathers his thoughts while playing Sonic Generations. I wonder how many times, Pika, I can say Sonic Generations in a sentence without dying of diabetes. uh,
Or practically dying.
well, yes. Sonic Generations is sadly, I'm actually disappointed in it because they could have done more. They really actually dropped the ball on this. Actually, I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I think it was good for the 10 minutes that it was. Um, but I just reckon they could have done more on the side of referencing things and maybe some in jokes, but more or less I don't know. I mean, would you say Classic Tales came out of the blue?
Where, hi, I'm Classic Tales. You have no idea where I came from.
That's how he entered the game, folks. And by the way, spoiler alert, we are going to spoil the game. Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
already been out long enough for that to happen, so.
Well, it's already if it only had to be out for about 2 hours for that to happen, Pika. So you know.
Yeah.
That speaking of which, I'll get to my other dislike is the length of the game. This is another reason they dropped the ball. It's about 10 minutes long. Um, if I tried to make it longer by only doing each stage, each like modern era one day, and then I did classic era another, and then etc. 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 I've got them mixed up, but anyway. Um, but I don't know. Uh, it's just way too short. And I mean, it could have been longer. As I said, it goes back to my first point. I mean, they didn't do what I was hoping them to do. There wasn't enough in jokes. There wasn't enough references. They could have done a lot more with the concept.
They could have had a field day with Crisis City.
Oh yeah, they could have had a lot of fun with that. Which begs the question: who's actually running Sega right now? Because if an actual Sonic fan was running Sega, that game would have been freaking amazing, wouldn't it? Because they would know what references to put in, they would know what would get the fans going, etc., etc. But no, I mean, I just reckon they dropped the ball on that. They could have done more with it. Um, and then we get to the glitches. Pika, you're playing it right now. Is it glitching?
Not yet. No.
Well, lucky you then, because the
The,
PC version is
the
absolutely pathetic.
lazy Sega.
Well, let me get started ranting about the PC version. One, it's only a port of the Xbox 360 version. In other
Scratch.
words, in other words, Pika, it's a PC version which is made for an Xbox controller.
You lazy. You lazy.
Yeah, precisely. I just reckon it was. I mean, it was really lazy on their part to do that. I mean, I would have not been a little bit happier if the control wasn't so damn slippery on a keyboard. And it's ugh. Another problem I have with the game is the resolution problem. Basically, I can't run the game on the highest resolution, otherwise I get dramatic slow.